In episode 92, there is a scene where Jin Na-young holds her stomach. It seems like something has happened to the baby and Jin Na-young is receiving punishment for trying to prevent Kim Mari from meeting Chae Woo Ri. I will tell you how Jin Na-young will fail and what events will occur during the process. In episode 92, Jang Yoon-ja once again barges into Jin Na-young's house without warning. Jin Na-young has been telling her mother, Jang Yoon-ja, not to come. Both her mother and herself are bad people, so she has lived as an orphan and Jang Yoon-ja has never listened to Jin Na-young's words. Jang Yoon-ja once again shows up at Jin Na-young's house without any notice. Jin Na-young is anxious about when her mother will come again and her unexpected visits always surprise her. As soon as she opens the door, Jin Na-young faces her mother's face and sigh inwardly. She's here again. I hope nothing has happened this time. Please mom, just stop. I've told you not to come so many times, Jin Na-young says in a half-annoyed voice. But Jang Yoon-ja doesn't seem to care and laughs. How would I know what you're going through alone? I have to come and check. Jang Yoon-ja casually replies. Jin Na-young is filled with anger inside, but she wants to avoid arguing with her mother. However, Jang Yoon-ja still doesn't realize that she is an unwelcome presence in that place. Meanwhile, Jin Na-young hears a car sound outside the house and immediately becomes tense, listening carefully. She quickly says to her mother, Mom, hide in the room. Mother-in-law is here. Jang Yoon-ja hurriedly hides in Jin Na-young's room, and only then can Jin Na-young breathe a sigh of relief. But the moment Kim Mari enters the living room, she looks at Jin Na-young with an unusually calm expression. Tonight will be a little special. It might be the day we find my lost son, Yoon-woo. Kim Mari murmurs to herself, and the hidden anticipation can be felt within her. After that, Chae Woo Ri and Jin Soo Ji cautiously follow and enter the house, and Jin Na-young feels as if her heart stops for a moment. I'm glad we can have a dinner together like this. Chae Woo Ri have been looking forward to this moment, Jin Soo Ji says in a cheerful voice, trying to enlighten the mood. But Jin Na-young's heart is still not at ease. She thinks to herself, what if Kim Mari finds out about Chae Woo Ri and Yoon-woo's relationship? It's unlikely, but if Chae Woo Ri also smiles awkwardly and says he's looking forward to dinner tonight, his feelings are also complicated. Whenever she hears the story of being someone's lost son, he has always been secretly confused. But with the thought that Kim Mari's word might become reality, he unknowingly starts to hope for that possibility. Kim Mari sits at the table and gently asks Chae Woo Ri, I'll be straightforward. Honestly, do you think Chae Sang-nim could be my lost son, Yoon-woo? How about going to Yoon-woo's room together and finding out? Jin Na-young's face turns pale as soon as she hears those words. If it goes like this, everything will be ruined. If they have a genetic test, I will lose everything. She desperately thinks to herself, Mother, genetic tests need to be done very carefully, and the results can be wrong, so don't get your hopes up too much. Jin Na-young tries to calmly say, but Kim Mari smiles even after hearing Jin Na-young's words. Of course, Na-young, but if there's even a slight possibility, wouldn't it be worth trying? Kim Mari looks at Jin Na-young with a confident gaze, and Jin Na-young can no longer forget what she wants to say. Her heart sinks. Jin Na-young is under tremendous stress at this moment. First, Kim Mari strongly disliked Jang Yoon-ja and prevented her from coming to the house. Second, Jin Na-young has been trying to prevent Kim Mari from finding out that Chae Woo Ri is her biological son, Yoon-woo. But suddenly, Kim Mari and Chae Woo Ri have dinner together and talk about genetic testing, which makes Jin Na-young very anxious. She is afraid that if Chae Woo Ri finds out that he is Kim Mari's biological son, Jin Na-young and her husband Han Yeon-sung may receive less inheritance and be disregarded. Jin Na-young is under so much stress, and eventually, the baby leaves this world. Jin Na-young receives punishment for her actions as a villain. Jin Na-young is very sad, but she has to regain her composure and think that she must not be driven out of her house. Jin Na-young has to continue pretending to be pregnant and wears a fake belly, pretending to still be pregnant. Then one day, Jin Na-young feels frustrated and takes off the fake belly, but the housekeeper catches her in the act. What is that belly? The housekeeper asks and Jin Na-young tries to brush it off, saying it's nothing. But the housekeeper is a smart person. The housekeeper tells Kim Mari that Jin Na-young is wearing a fake belly and lying about being pregnant. Kim Mari asks Jin Na-young about her pregnancy, and when Jin Na-young continues to lie, Kim Mari grabs Jin Na-young's hand and take her to the hospital for a checkup. The doctor diagnosed Jin Na-young as already being without a baby, and Jin Na-young's lies make Kim Mari angry. Kim Mari is disappointed in Jin Na-young, but she doesn't immediately kick her out of the house because she feels sorry for her. Jin Na-young, however, repays this kindness as an enemy. A few days later, Jin Na-young secretly goes to the hospital to manipulate the results of the genetic test. But on her way out of the hospital, she runs into Jin Soo Ji. Soo Ji looks at Jin Na-young suspiciously and asks, "Why did you come to the hospital? Why are you here?" Jin Na-young is momentarily taken aback but tries to calmly respond, "It's nothing. I just came for a checkup." She tries to lie, but Jin Soo Ji can't help but notice her sister's sharp gaze. "A checkup? That's strange. Why did you suddenly come to the hospital?" Jin Soo Ji doesn't believe Jin Na-young's words. She quickly realizes that Jin Na-young is lying. Jin Soo Ji thinks deeply about the secret her sister is hiding and becomes convinced that Jin Na-young is doing something wrong. A few days later, Jin Soo Ji figures out the whole situation and rushes to Kim Mari to tell her the truth. "Chairwoman, Na-young was trying to manipulate the results of the genetic test. She was trying to hide the truth." Kim Mari is shocked and speechless for a while. She calls Jin Na-young and asks her firmly, "Na-young, is this really true? Why did you do this? Why did you try to deceive us?" Jin Na-young can no longer lie and confesses everything. "I'm sorry, Mom. I was so scared of losing everything. If Chae Woo Ri is revealed to be Yoon-woo, I thought my husband and I would lose everything and be ignored." But Kim Mari no longer listens to her words. She looks at Jin Na-young with a disappointed and angry gaze. "Na-young, I trusted you. I treated you like my own daughter. How could you do this to me?" Jin Na-young finally realizes her mistake, but it's already too late. Kim Mari makes it clear that she can no longer trust her. Jin Na-young continues to try to make amends for her mistakes, but all relationships have already been broken and she has lost everything. In the end, Jin Na-young stands trial and her crimes are exposed to the world. She goes to prison and Jin Soo Ji watches her sister's downfall with a heavy heart, knowing that she must pay for what she has done. Jin Soo Ji visits Jin Na-young for the last time and tells her, "It's not too late to reflect. Start a new life by admitting your mistakes and paying for your sins." But Jin Na-young still refuses to break her pride. "What do I know? It's because of you that I ended up like this. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have come this far." She still thinks of herself as a victim and resents Jin Soo Ji. Jin Soo Ji feels heavy-hearted seeing her sister like this, but she no longer tries to convince Jin Na-young. She walks away from the visiting room with heavy steps and never visits Jin Na-young again. Jin Soo Ji continues her happy life with Chae Woo Ri. Chae Woo Ri confirms his blood relationship with Kim Mari and spends time as a true family. They finally regain the lost time and find true happiness in their peaceful daily life. Kim Mari cherishes the time spent with Chae Woo Ri more than anything else, and it feels like all the sadness and pain she has experienced has been compensated. On the other hand, Jin Na-young is left alone in prison. However, she still can't let go of the thought that she is a victim and never properly pays for her sins. She lives a disconnected life from the world. This is how Jin Na-young's story ends, but Jin Soo Ji, Chae Woo Ri, and Kim Mari continue their lives, embracing a new beginning and living happily. They understand and care for each other, experiencing the warmth of being family once again. That's all for today, guys. Thank you all for watching.